Sixth phase, 1947-1950. Lord Mountbatten's Plan 1947. Wavell was replaced as Governor-General by Louis Lord Mountbatten on the 22nd of March 1947. The Muslim League initially refused to join the interim government and instead engaged in direct talks for the formation of Pakistan. Mountbatten devised this plan keeping in mind the violence and bloodshed that had erupted in the country due to the direct action of the Muslim League. India will be divided into two dominions. The areas inhabited by Hindus will be formed as India, and the areas inhabited by Muslims will be formed as Pakistan. Referendums will be held in disputed areas and decisions will be made by majority vote. The native princely states could merge with either India or Pakistan as they wished. The Muslim League welcomed the Mountbatten Plan. The Indian National Congress strongly opposed it. In this context, Jinnah made a statement and declared, "If possible, we will divide the country, otherwise we will destroy it," and the partition of the country was inevitable due to the severe violence in the country. In this context, the communal violence and bloodshed that took place in Delhi disturbed Gandhi and made him sad. Gandhi, with a heartbroken heart, said, "It is better to live separately and peacefully than to live together and fight," and agreed to the partition of the country in principle. The Punjab Legislative Assembly resolved to merge West Punjab with Pakistan and East Punjab with India. The Bengal Legislative Assembly resolved to merge East Bengal with Pakistan and West Bengal with India. The state of Sindh decided to merge with Pakistan. They are of the opinion that a referendum should be held in the northwest frontier province, Salat, district of Assam, and that it should merge with Pakistan. A referendum was held in Junagadh, and it was decided to merge with India. The partition of India was carried out following the Mountbatten Plan. This scheme is also known as the Dickey Bird scheme. Indian Independence Act 1947. Although the British initially planned to grant India independence on June 3, 1948, they decided to grant independence earlier due to the circumstances in India. The Indian Independence Act Bill was introduced in the British Parliament on July 4, 1947, and was approved by Parliament on the 15th. It received the British Crown Seal of Approval on the 18th. India is divided into two dominions, India and Pakistan. The two dominions were granted independence on August 15, 1947. Britain's previous sovereignty over India and Pakistan will cease on August 15. In both countries, the constitutional councils set up to draft the constitution will act as a provisional parliament. Until they formulate their own constitutions, they will be governed according to the 1935 Act. The Constituent Assembly has the power to amend the 1935 Act. Membership in the British Commonwealth is a personal decision of the two countries. The British Crown appointed Governors-General in consultation with both countries and according to their wishes. A committee headed by Cyril Randolph will be formed to determine the borders between the two countries. Security of tenure will be provided to employees working in both dominions. This law is called a peace treaty without war. British Prime Minister Clement Attlee described the Act as one of the noblest and most exalted laws ever passed by the British Parliament. At the time of independence, there were 562 princely states in the country, of which 554 were merged into India. Mountbatten continued as the Governor-General of India, while Muhammad Ali Jinnah was appointed as the Governor-General of Pakistan. The speech Nehru delivered to the Indian nation from the Red Fort, with India's independence in mind, is known as the Tryst with Destiny. At this hour when the world is sleeping soundly, and the midnight bells are ringing, the Indian nation is awakening. This awakening is a pact with destiny. This speech was broadcast live by All India Radio that day. Provisional Government. On the occasion of India's independence, the then Governor-General Mountbatten administered the oath of office to a provisional government led by Nehru. Departments of the first government of independent India on the 15th of August 1947. 1. Jawaharlal Nehru, Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Department. 2. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Deputy Prime Minister and Union Home Services Department. 3. Babu Rajendra Prasad, Department of Agriculture and Food. 4. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Department of Education. Dr. B. R. Ambedkar, Department of Justice. U. Sardar Badan Singh, Department of Defense. 7. Shanmugam Shettyar, Department of Finance. 8. John Mathai, Railways, Civil Aviation Department. 9. Rafiq Ahmad Kirwai. Communications Department. 10. Dr. Shyam Prasad Mukherjee. Industries Department. 11. Rajendra Kumari Amritkar. Health First Female Minister, Department. 12. Ch. Bala. Department of Commerce. Non-Congress persons. 13. N. V. Gargil. Department of Mines, Department of Electricity. 14. Babu Jagjeevan Ram. Labor Affairs Department. The first interim cabinet included President Lord Vail, then Governor General. 4. Jawaharlal Nehru was the vice president in the first interim cabinet. Nehru's democratic nature and broad outlook were reflected in the formation of the first Council of Ministers. Non-Congress members were included in the cabinet. Dr. B. R. Ambedkar. Shanmukham Shettyar. Janmatai. Dr. Shyam Prasad Mukherjee. Ch. Baba.